Hey group, this is a bit of a different scene setup than what you're all used to out in the forest. What I'm in right now, guys, is what's called a lifeboat. These things are decommissioned all the time. The things you see on the side of a cruise ship, tanker liners, anything like that. This specific one is the saucer type. They come off the oil rigs that are out here along the coast here in Texas. Got a lot of people talking about using all kinds of horrible things to go underground and make bunkers out of. Even the professionals out there, there seems to be a lot of limits to what they're willing to do, able to do, and the price points are crazy. So this is just me looking around the internet, and it caught my eye, and I thought it was something that really hasn't been explored as much as it ought to, though this is not the most original idea. But this lifeboat right here, $1,000, $2,000, get the motors pulled out of them, they go for nothing, they're scrapped all the time. There's always giant boats being retired, and these things do expire. They've been out there in the sun, they've been out there in the waves, exposed to everything in the salt water, and even after a decade or two, they're in relatively good condition. So if you wanted to go and rhino line them, elastomeric, name your epoxy over the top of these things, set them to the ground, they're ready for it. This thing's 14 foot in diameter, completely sealed up. It's been out here for a decade and a half, out on the side of a road. This is the first one I've looked at and been inside. But these things get rated all the way up to over 200 people. That's 30, 40 foot long lifeboats that are in this condition or better, ready to go and do whatever you want with them. So, all right, so that's the hatch I came down through. And it does take some arm strength to jump back up through there. I imagine there's a ladder that these things usually have inside of them for when they're in commission. So take you around. You notice down here there's seats, seat belts. If you know how these things work, they don't really get lowered into the water most of the time. They just unclamp them and they dive. And so they can go really, really far and hit the water. You just kind of hold on to yourself as well as possible. Again, 14 foot in diameter, and I apologize for the mess here, guys. You got lighting all the way around, 360 lighting, which is real nice. You have seating all the way around. You've got all these seat belts. Take those out if you need to. Down here on the floor, this is something that I didn't really realize until I started looking at these. But all these life rafts, all the lifeboats have motors, and they're able to actually power themselves away from the scene. So if there's any kind of danger, like this one is rated for oil derricks. If there's an oil fire explosion, they're able to get away. If you were to set this thing under the ground, notice it's coming down here. Would be a bad place to put a sump pump, depending on where your water level is. If you're going to put this thing in the ground, do stuff like that. You can also tell that back here, let's see if y'all can see that, there's some plumbing. Once you pull that motor out of there and take care of that snorkel system for the motor, everything, you should be able to reclaim this middle area, because kind of in the way. Otherwise, it's pretty spacious. I'm walking around in here without having to duck down at all, even there on the sides. It's not going to do much for you if you're over 6.5 foot tall, though. So going around, it just feels real comfortable down here, guys. Not bad at all fiberglass. Again, this thing's been out here forever. And it's a bit of a fixer-upper, but compared to some of the other options out there, no issue at all. There's your tilter. That way you can steer this sucker if you wanted to go somewhere. It's not gonna make for a yacht, but there's some options. Pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get back out of this thing, show you what the outside looks like. Wish me luck. Hey, Huck. You have some size comparison right there. Dog's always down for that. Walk all the way around here. Notice glass is all there. None of it's gone. A couple of the first panes are out, but it's still sealed all the way around. Check down here. That rudder turned on the inside, so still good, still free. Prop still turns, all made out of aluminum, and kind of see here. Got some paint jobs, but I'm not feeling any issues structurally. I haven't seen any cracks either, but I'm sure if y'all see them, y'all will tell me. Coming around here, it's got hard points for cranes, so it'd be really, really easy to go and get this thing lowered down somewhere without damaging it too bad. Nothing crazy about having to lock onto a round object. Those pods look a lot more substantial down here. Probably put a lot in there. Take them off and do something else with them. More hatches. Check those things out. That opens. It's pretty neat. Just overall, cool little setup. Y'all have any ideas, guys? Shoot them in the comments. But these things fascinate me. With all the bad ideas I've been hearing about people putting stuff in the ground, like water tanks and everything else, and they're spending $3,000 just to put a water tank in the ground. This is a $1,500 pod. Well, group, I think that's about it for today. We'll go back to the forest, get away from the wind, the road noise. But this is something that interests me. If you know somebody's got some of these down in this area, tell me. If there's something I need to emphasize on these more, show y'all closer up, tell me. This won't be the last one I mess with, because again, I find these things really interesting. It's an intriguing idea. So, guys, hope you learned something. Like, subscribe, tell us what you think about it, and as always, until next time. Ready to go home up? Let's go. Boy.